In racing, sometimes luck is harder to come by than diamonds. If I needed any indication of what a long season I was in for, this clusterfuck pileup in Paris was the perfect microcosm. It had been a shit year top to bottom.
Come on, you're the best driver out here. Take them on and get them behind you.
Best driver out here? No, I don't think so, kid. Not right now. I had only scored 3 podiums since winning the title last year. Not a single victory. Bruno Silva and Harrison Carter were chewing me up. The gloves had been taken off a long time ago. What was I doing here? What was this madness? How long can this go on? Was I losing it? Lorenzo Vela was the heavy favorite when we kicked off the WSR, and still a prissy prick. First stop, Spielberg, Austria, at the Red Bull Ring North Circuit. I came out aggressive and planned to keep it that way. I was missing my edge and I needed it back. Enzo Fratello gave me a good jolt to get the blood pumping. I was starting to get my focus. Eventually I was chasing down the leader, a hothead protege named Callum Kirkwood, who I had taken under my wing. Near the end I came into a corner with too much oversteer and peeled off my front end like a goddamn can of sardines. Kirkwood was on the rise alright, but today belonged to Lorenzo Vela. Again. Round 2 and it was back to the States for a showdown at Indy. My 4th place finish back at Austria meant I was a long shot for the series title. But today was just about one thing. Beating Vela and competing for a win. Mid-race, I was able to slingshot around Kirkwood and get tucked in behind Vela. I overtook him at the next corner. That put me up into first, and finally, I was feeling good. But before I knew it, the only thing I was feeling was gravel as I went off at turn 1. That let a string of jackasses get by. The only way to get back in front was to cut off the inside. I missed Kirkwood by inches. And when I got back online, I was behind him and Vela down in 3rd place. But that didn't last long, and I was able to overtake Vela just before the final lap. That left Kirkwood in my sights with a lap to go. But my brakes were spotty, and I came in too hot at turn 1. Took Kirkwood out. He went spinning off into the gravel. Sorry, kid. Not today. But karma's a bitch, and at the next corner, I slid off and took out my door window. Another mistake, and it was back to 3rd again. This time I was trailing Vela and Fratelli. Enzo was a joker who had no business riding near the front. But Vela had beaten me for the 2nd straight time and won the series. Heading into the final WSR series, Vela wasn't my only problem. I had built a monster and I was gonna have to face him. It was time to finish off the season in the final series, the Flat 50 Race Championship. 3 rounds, stretching from Paris to Barcelona. I told Scott to polish up the Nissan Fairlady Z. It was a coin flip between her and the Silvia, but this baby needed to get broken in. Round 1 in the heart of France. Coming into the series, I had a mindset. Win or quit. There was no in between anymore. Early on, I was reeling in Fratelli when Sousa and I got snagged coming down the on-ramp and he took off my right door. I'd be sending him a bill for that horse shit. Later on, I had caught up with Silva, but Fratelli had hijacked us both on the inside. I tried to shoot the gap, but Fratelli closed the window. I was lucky to keep my front end. Soon it would be a 3-way dance between Vela and Carter. No way I was going to let these twat licks beat me again. On the contrary, it was sandwich time. I'm sure Harrison Carter didn't appreciate the ram job, but that was just a bonus. Harrison Carter, in that goddamn Z28 Camaro. Yeah, he had the power over me, but I knew I could catch him in the corners, assuming I could keep it on the rails. Eventually, I was able to shoot past him like the stone from David's slingshot into Goliath's skull. But it's always right when you get the lead that these things happen. Lost my grip coming around the very next corner. Blew up my car like a goddamn stick of dynamite. Thankfully, the field had to slow down and I was able to maintain my lead. But the understeer was no isolated incident. My wheels were shot to hell. Harrison Carter was able to get around me late, but unlike my duel earlier on with Fratelli, I was able to edge him out. But that'd be the last I saw of any of them. And finally, in just under a year, I was able to secure a victory. Kirkwood and Vela were stacked up behind me. It was a good start, but not even close to over. Especially heading into the French Riviera, Côte d'Azur. It might be an amazing vacation spot, but for race car drivers, it was a one-way ticket to hell. As evidenced early on when Fratelli drifted too hard and gave me no room. He'd be picking brick out of his helmet after that doozy. But if you want to make an omelet, you gotta break a few eggs. Later on, it was time for an old-school duel with Silva and Carter. Coming down underneath the bridge, I remembered why I usually overtake on the inside. It was about as pretty as a toothless whore, but at the end of it, it was effective. ESPN ranked the dumbest overtake of the week. Fucking leeches. By the time I got out of their dirty air, Kirkwood and Vela could have stopped off and had their nails done before I'd catch them. But I was aiming for a podium, minimum, and that's what I got. After two, only 6 points separated the three of us. It was time to shoot for redemption in Spain. Did I still have what it took? If not, I was ready to hang up the helmet.
There isn't much room to maneuver here, so don't get hemmed in. Good luck. It's so close, I can almost taste victory. I've triple-checked your car. The rest is up to you.
Triple-checked my ass. P11? Are you kidding me, Scott? You said the same thing back at Côte d'Azur, didn't you? Don't get me started on that portion of a showing. We're lucky Callahan didn't cut us off right then and there. Anyway, you better be right about the car, kid, because we're gonna need everything she's got to win this thing. Trying to negotiate with Yuri on the inside before the bottleneck. I'm clear up into P10.
Good.
Now P9. Oh, shit, locked with Wilson. Oh, bloody hell.
Made it out from the back.
Oh, Christ almighty, do you see the damage to my car, Scott?
That is a seriously mangled vehicle.
You're telling me my right door is flopping harder than an 80-year-old in a wind tunnel. Never mind, I got it close coming around the corner. I'm good. Chasing down Galfillon for P10. Something wrong with the engine, Scott. Doesn't sound right. Should be able to leapfrog these assholes coming around the corner. Come on, baby, hang on. All right, Scott, up at a P9. Engine still sounds like shit. What's going on with it?
Your engine's getting too hot. You'll get less performance out of the car now.
Ow, just what I goddamn need. All right, Scott, I'm coming down the right-hand side of the split straight. Let's see if I can make some ground coming out of the exit. Son of a bitch. Not able to advance, Scott. Still stuck in P9. But I got Jorge in my sights and his tail's wagging around like a goddamn Labrador. Who's in front of him? Kirkwood?
2 more to go.
Ah, shit, it's just Bergman. His livery looks a lot like Kirkwood's. It drives me nuts. All right, Scott, I'm up at the P8 right now. Where are we at with the points anyway? I know I need to beat Callum, but don't sleep on Vela. He's more slippery than a water weenie caked in KY jelly. I'm losing too much time back here. So, time to make a move. Did you see that asshole? It cut off my line. Sorta. All right, Scott, I'm up at the P7 right now chasing down Sousa. If he thinks I've forgotten about what happened back in Paris, he can go fuck himself. I'm still waiting on the reimbursement for my door, you cunt wife. Oh, Christ. God damn it, Scott came out wide and just did some damage to the left rear. I got more red lights flashing at me than O.J. Simpson in a white Bronco. On the plus side, I'm up into P6. Gonna try and make a move on Fratelli for P5. Oh, eat my shit, Fratelli. All right, Scott, I'm around Enzo. Getting Silva locked in the crosshair, riding P5. P5. All right, it's do or die time, Scott. I gotta get around Bruno to have a shot at Kirkwood. I can't let that punk have one over on me. He's been a raging asshat since our incident back in Indy. Blames me, says I'm holding him back. I taught that kid everything I know, and now he... Oh, you bitch blower, Fratelli. He just tried to spit me out. What the hell? Oh, power down, power down.
You're gonna feel a small loss of acceleration. The engine
small loss my ass, kid. She feels more gutless than Gianni Marcello coming down Eau Rouge. Shit, this isn't good, Scott. I'm losing time to Silva and running out of track.
Nearly got him. Come on, take the position.
Only if she'll hold coming around the rim, Scott. Decision time. Holy shit. Scott, I see Kirkwood up ahead. He's running P3. If I can beat Bruno down the split, I might be able to get around. Come on, come on. Here's a lesson for you, Callum. Defend your position at all costs. Ha ha.
You're in third.
And there goes Vela. P3 what?
You're in second. Push for first.
That's what I thought you said. Hot damn, Scotty boy, I can see the tape now. Dinner's on me. Yeah, I didn't win the WSR title, but at least I proved to myself I still had it in me. It had been a long year and I was anxious for the time off. Thought about where to spend my off-season. As for Kirkwood, we shook hands afterwards, but he told me he wanted to punch me. I told him to take a number. He settled for giving me the bird just like I taught him. We'd have plenty of time to sort it out the next season anyway. That's when we'd venture east in hopes of making the WSR Global, and who knows, maybe we unlock a few mysteries along the way.